once again, as always, the one, the only, the motherfucking General Miguel Magallon! And as always, the president, the founder, the CEO of Magallon Entertainment and leader of the Sports Betting Mexican Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, what up, what up, what up, what up? Ladies and gentlemen, the start of the NBA season is here. The NBA countdown is almost over. The bitch-ass preseason is dead and gone. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for some motherfucking basketball action. It's time for some fucking NBA action. It's time for the motherfucking threes to start raining down and for us to cash some fucking tickets in the NBA this season. Ladies and gentlemen, the NBA is back. Basketball players are back with their bitch-ass injuries and their bitch-ass mentalities and their bitch-ass losing ways. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I will give you guys my predictions on the NBA season. I will give you guys my predictions on what I think will happen throughout the course of the NBA season. And I will give you guys my insights and analysis on how I will be betting the NBA season. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys already know what to say. When the general's about to teach you some shit, when the general's about to educate you on shit, and when the general's about to drop some knowledge in this motherfucker, ladies and gentlemen, you get the pens and the motherfucking pads. And let's get ready to do this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's fucking go!
Now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world on HBO pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
Woo! Let's fucking do this, America. So, let me start off with tonight's action. We got two games on the NBA slate tonight. We got the Los Angeles Lakers going at the Denver bitch-ass Nuggets. I can't believe they won the NBA championship last year. And that's where I want to pick up at. I want to start tonight's podcast, my first NBA podcast of the season, and I want to pick off where the NBA season finished last year. So, I'm over here looking at the playoffs last year, right? And I was going through the scores and all the brackets and all the bullshit. And I was going through that shit and I was trying to remember what I was betting last year in the NBA postseason, particularly the postseason, right? We talking playoffs. We ain't talking about practice. We talking about playoffs, right? Because historically, and again, you know, this is a new podcast for me, as you guys know. This is an extension of my main podcast. My main podcast, linked down below, is Magallon Entertainment. That's where we talk about the stock market. That's where we talk about crypto. We talk about Bitcoin. We talk about real estate. We talk about the metaverse. We talk about NFTs. We talk about the economy. We talk about interest rates. We talk about mortgage rates. We talk about credit cards. We talk about credit scores. We talk about investing. So if you guys are interested in that, link is down below and you guys can go ahead and click on that. So you guys go over to my main YouTube channel and you guys can see what the fuck we're talking about over there. But on this podcast, right, you know, I talk a lot about sports betting, obviously. This is a sports betting podcast. But one of the things that I like to do is reflect on my time as a sports gambler. And, you know, how I used to make money, lose money, whatever, you know, we did in any particular sport. And last year, I was doing really good in the NBA playoffs until we got to the NBA finals. I did not bet the NBA finals last year. I basically bet every round of the NBA playoffs. I made a lot of money, and I mean a lot of fucking money the first two rounds last season. And then I made somewhat kind of money in the Western Conference Finals and Eastern Conference Finals. But then I basically stayed away from the NBA Finals because I really wasn't sure who was going to win that shit. I was leaning towards betting on Miami because I am not a fan of the Denver Nuggets. I am not a fan of Joker and his fat ass. I do not like fucking, what's his name, Murray from the Denver Nuggets. I think he a little bitch with his bitch ass attitude. I don't like Porter Jr. anymore. I think he a little Instagram model hoe. And I'm not really a fan of their coach. I feel like the coach just, he rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. I just don't like his face. Something about him. I just don't like the way he fucking looks. So yeah, I'm a hater when it comes to the Denver Nuggets. I don't believe in them, never have, never will. Congrats, they won the NBA title, but I honestly feel like if the Lakers had been healthy, and they stopped playing like little bitches, that they should have beat them in the Western Conference Finals. And I also believe that if Giannis Antetokounmpo had stayed healthy last year and didn't get hurt in the playoffs and they had beat Miami in the first round, I think Giannis and the Bucks would have beaten New York in the second round, and I think they would have beaten Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I think they would have ended up winning the NBA Finals if Giannis hadn't gone down in the first round of the playoffs last season. Because that's why that's why the Miami Heat ended up beating him in the first round, was because Giannis went down. I think he missed game 1 and 2, or he missed game 3, some shit, and he just wasn't the same, coming back from that back injury, knee injury, all that bullshit. So I believe that if Giannis had been healthy and he had been good to go, I fully believe that the Bucks would have beaten the Miami Heat in the first round. They would have easily swept the Knickerbockers, the New York Knicks, in the second round. And again, I think they would have beaten the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals and would have gone on to win the entire NBA Finals, because I think the Bucks last season were a better team than the Nuggets. That's just my opinion. So I think the Nuggets kind of got, they were healthy. I'm not saying that they were lucky, but I think they were very fortunate to not have to go against Giannis in the NBA Finals. Instead, they went up against the Miami Heat instead. And, they went up against a LeBron James-led team where everyone was dealing with injuries. And, sometimes Anthony Davis wants to play like a fucking pussy. I still can't believe they gave him a max contract extension. More on that in just a minute. But, I was not I'm not a believer in the Denver Nuggets, never been a fan of the Denver Nuggets. Fuck the Denver Nuggets, eat them like chicken nuggets. Fuck, Karl Malone, Post Malone, whatever the fucking Malone is, fuck him and his face. Fuck the Joker, fuck Burry. That's just how I feel about it. I'm just not a fan of the Denver Nuggets. So with that being said, I stayed away in the NBA Finals last season, because I just wasn't sure if Miami Heat had, what it would take. I wanted to put some on the money line for the series for them to win the entire thing, but I ended up just staying away. And I ended up just walking away with the profits that I made mostly in the first and the second round of the NBA playoffs. So when it comes to betting on basketball, when it comes to betting on NBA games, I'm kind of like hit or miss, and I'm, just being honest with you. I'm kind of hit or miss. I'm like 50-50 in the regular season. Where I make a fuck ton of money, and I mean a fuck ton of money, is in the postseason. When it comes to the NBA playoffs, when it comes to the NBA postseason, when it comes down to the games that really motherfucking matter, that's where I slaughter the Bucks. That's where I kill the sports bucks. That's where I make the profits. That's where I steal the bag. That's where I get all the motherfucking moolah, dinero, feria, plata. That's where I'm fucking just fucking these hoes, and I'm taking all they fucking money. NBA playoffs, NBA postseason, the games where it really fucking matters, where players are playing for their legacy, playing for championships, and playing for those motherfucking rings, that's where I make my money. That's where I make the bread. That's where I take the fucking profits. That's when I cash out from the sports books, and that's when I walk away fucking just sitting on fucking bankrolls. But until then, regular season, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday NBA games, that shit don't really matter. So I don't really bet it too often. But for the purposes of this podcast, for the purposes of, this entire thing, I am going to give you guys all of my NBA plays for the entire NBA season 100% free. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say it again. All of my plays for the entire NBA season 100% free. Let me say that again, ladies and gentlemen. All of my motherfucking plays for the entire 2023-2024 NBA season are going to be 100% completely motherfucking free. All my games, all my predictions, all my in-depth analysis, everything I'm thinking, everything I'm seeing, and everything I'm doing, 100% motherfucking free for the world to see, 100% documented, 100% transparent. That's all motherfucking me. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. So, as I said earlier before, we got 2 games on the NBA playoffs tonight, the NBA season opener tonight. First one is Lakers at the Denver Nuggets. Man, it's basically a rematch of the Western Conference Finals that we just got talking about from last year. I had the Lakers. I bet the Lakers last year to beat the Nuggets in the playoffs and go to the NBA Finals. And then on the other bracket, I bet the Miami Heat to win their bracket and beat the Boston Celtics and for them to go to the NBA Finals. That's why I said it was basically a split for me. Because I made money on the Heat, but then I lost money on the Lakers, so it was basically a break even. So again, most of my profit that I made last season were in the first and second round of the NBA playoffs. I basically did a break even in the Western and Eastern Conference Finals, and then I made no money in the NBA Finals because I just stayed away from that. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, now here we got a rematch, Western Conference Finals, Lakers at Nuggets. Nuggets are favored, I think Denver -5 right now. Game starts at 4:30, 7:30 Eastern. TNT with Kenny, Shaq, and what's his fucking name, Charles Barkley and the crew. If I had to give a prediction, man, it's tough. If I had to give a prediction, it's tough, but I think I'm gonna go with the Nuggets on the money line. I think the Lakers are going to lose, and the reason I think the Lakers are going to lose is because they still have a lot of new pieces. They basically, gave up half their roster in the postseason, and they got a lot of new guys on the team right now. LeBron James should be healthy. Anthony Davis, even though he's a pussy, he should be healthy. They got, they got Reeves back again. But when you look at the bench for the LA Lakers, it's a bunch of new dudes. It's a bunch of new faces. It's a bunch of dudes I've never seen before in the Lakers uniform. Like, if you guys see the Lakers team, it's a bunch of new fucking booty motherfuckers. Like, I was looking at that shit earlier today. Like, who's on the Lakers this year? And I clicked on the ESPN tab, and I was going through the rosters, and I was looking at the Lakers roster, and I was going down through the names. I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is this? Like, bro, I don't even know half the fucking Lakers right now. It's a bunch of new booty ass, bitch ass fucking players never fucking heard of, man. So, yeah, I don't really know what to think about this. I just think that they're not going to have a lot of synergy. I don't think they're going to be in sync at all. I think LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I think they're going to come out scoring. I think they're going to try to come out hard. And I think they're going to try to, come out and punch these bitches in the face. So if I were to bet this game, and I'm not, I'm probably just going to stay away. If I was going to bet this game, I would bet LA Lakers in the first quarter. And I would bet the money line on the first quarter. I think the first quarter spread is like +1, +1.5. If the Lakers are going to win this game, they're going to have to win the first quarter. Because if the Denver Nuggets end up going up like on a 10-point, 15-point lead by halftime, it's over. You're not going to beat the fucking Nuggets on the road and they have a 15-point lead at halftime. You feel me? Like, at that point, the Lakers just have no heart. At that point, they just, you know what I mean? Like, they ain't got what it takes. They're just too old. So I think the only way the Lakers can win this game, they're going to have to come out fast, they're going to have to come out strong, and they're going to have to come out and just punch them in the fucking face and let them know that last year was a fluke, that last year ain't happening again, and this is a new year, new season, new crew, and we're out here to fucking destroy you. I think the Lakers have to use tonight as an opportunity to send a fucking message that we're coming for you, we're here for you, and from now on, we fucking own you. And I think that's the mentality, that's the mindset that the Lakers have to come out with. Because if the Denver Nuggets beat these dudes and they get away with a 10, 15, 20-point game, bro, that's just going to destroy the psyche of the Lakers. Not the old dudes, not LeBron or Anthony Davis, but all those young dudes who've never played for a championship. Because you got to remember, most of the guys who were on the team when the Lakers won the championship, most of those dudes are all gone. I think the only people who are still on that team from the championship team during the pandemic, during the bubble, I think Anthony Davis and LeBron James are the only dudes who are still on the team who won a championship from that year. Everyone else is basically either retired, out of the league, or basically gone. So I think a game like this really matters, not to LeBron and AD. I think it matters for the rest of that team because they've never played for a championship. A lot of these dudes have not, they haven't even been really in a playoff series. A lot of the dudes on the Lakers don't really have any fucking in-depth experience. So when you have a game of this magnitude on opening night, and LeBron and AD are trying to tell these dudes this game matters because we have to send the message that we're coming for you, and these dudes roll over and they're fucking soft as hell, bro, that's going to do a lot for their psyche to start the season. So, again, everyone knows these are the fucking reigning NBA champions. These are the defending NBA champions. And everyone knows that the Lakers internally believe that they should have been the one to win the champion, right? They should have been champions. But again, I think this game is important for LeBron and AD because I think they understand the importance of like psychology. They understand the importance of sending a message early on in the season. And they understand the importance of games like this against teams that you're probably going to have to go up against in the postseason. And I think LeBron and AD, who are hopefully fully healthy, even though AD plays like a pussy sometimes, I think they understand as being the OGs in the league now. This game fucking matters. Because it's not about the win or loss. It's about sending a message that we're fucking coming for you. This ain't the same as last season. We got a new crew. We got a new staff. We got a new team. And we're coming, to become NBA champions. And you know what I mean? Like, this ain't, you're not winning it again this year. You got to go through me this time. And this time we're better this year. I think that type of stuff really matters. And I think it really matters to a locker room. It really matters to a team's psyche. It really matters to the young dudes who, again, most of this team has never played in an NBA Finals. Most of them don't really have any playoff experience. And a lot of these dudes are still fucking young dudes in the league right now. So to them, this is probably the most important game in their NBA career thus far because they've never really had any playoff experiences or any playoff battles. I mean, again, you look at the roster, there's only 3 or 4 dudes that actually have playoff experience. The rest of this Laker roster is a bunch of new booty motherfuckers that come from somewhere else because they didn't want their bitch ass. So I'm just saying, America, this game fucking matters. It's important. But again, I think the reason the Lakers are going to lose is because the Denver Nuggets basically, for the most part, brought back the entire team with the exception of 1 or 2 dudes. But they pretty brought back almost everybody. So I think the Nuggets are going to be in sync. I think the Nuggets are going to do a lot of great ball rotation. I think they're going to play a lot of great team defense. And, they might play sloppy in the first quarter or two. But I think at the end of the game, they're going to come back to midseason form. And I think that's when they're going to run away with it. Versus the Lakers, I think the Lakers might start off good because LeBron and AD. But I think once you get to that second quarter, third quarter, early fourth quarter, I think that's where their inexperience is going to get exposed. I think that's where the fact that they're not really in sync because they haven't really played basketball together, I think that's where it's going to get highlighted. And I think that's when you're going to see sloppy team defense. I think that's when you're going to see sloppy team offense. And that's when you're going to see a bunch of dudes just not playing well together because for the most part, this entire roster has been revamped compared to last season. They got a bunch of new dudes. They got Gabriel Vincent from the Heat. They got fucking Christian Wood. They got a bunch of dudes who've never put on a Lakers uniform. And you're asking them to play team basketball against the defending world champions? Are you kidding me? Again, I'm glad you got LeBron and AD, even though LeBron's old as hell and, AD plays like a pussy sometimes. But again, that's why I think the only quarter the Lakers will probably win is the first quarter because I think they're going to try to come out strong and come out hot and send a message. I think LeBron James is going to try to dunk that ball on the ass, and I think AD is going to try to attack Jokic, and I think they're going to try to get off to a strong and fast start. They're going to try. We'll see. But I think that first quarter is going to be all they have. I think they're going to empty everything they have in that first quarter. Because that second and third and early fourth quarter, again, that's when the bench has to come in and play. And I think you're going to see a lot of inexperience. You're going to see limited ball movement. You're going to see a lot of silly turnovers. You're going to see a lot of stupid ass mistakes. And you're going to see a lot of dudes who are lost on defense because they don't know how to communicate. Because it's basically an entire new team. It's a new offense. It's a new roster. A lot of these dudes don't have that much playoff experience. None of these dudes really ever played for an NBA title. All of these dudes are still new booty motherfuckers in the league. And you're going against the defending world champions on the road. Again, Denver Nuggets pretty much brought back the entire damn roster. They're in sync. They're cohesive. They understand team basketball. They understand team defense. And they understand fucking cohesiveness. Versus the Lakers, bunch of new booty motherfuckers just got to LA. You know what I mean? All they're thinking about is the hose back home. So, to me, in my opinion, I would take the Denver Nuggets. I love the money line, but honestly, I wouldn't mind the spread. -5, to me, that seems easy. I think the Denver Nuggets are going to walk away with it. I wouldn't be surprised if they win the game by at least 10 or 15. And it's not because LeBron and AD don't have what it takes. It's because that bench, that rotation is not set yet. These new players aren't fucking cohesive yet. There's not going to be a lot of great ball movement. There's going to be breakdowns, communications. Not going to be solid team defense. It's going to be a lot of mistakes, a lot of hiccups, a lot of fuck-ups. And I think it's going to get exposed by a Denver team who's already has that cohesiveness because they pretty much brought back the entire damn roster from last year. So that's why I said, this game could go from, Nuggets leading by 5 or 6 to all of a sudden they have a 10, 15 point lead easily. And it's not going to be because they have better players. It's just going to be because they're more cohesive as a team. So to me, I would play this one of two ways. Lakers on the first quarter spread, +1, +1.5, or just take Denver Nuggets on the spread. -5, to me, that seems easy. Because again, I think early in that fourth quarter and probably late in the third quarter when LeBron and AD go down to the bench to take a rest, I'm not sure if these other rotation pieces who are new to the team are going to be able to step up and hold the fort down until AD and LeBron James get some rest because they're older, so they're going to have to rest more during the season. So I don't expect LeBron James to play fucking 50 minutes tonight. I think LeBron James is going to play like 32, maybe 34 tonight. And of course, AD always plays like a fucking pussy. So, yeah, with that being said, my official pick for tonight's opening season is going to be Denver Nuggets on the spread. And I would sprinkle a little something on Lakers first quarter, probably on the money line, +110. And that's how I would play it, one of two ways. But my favorite bet is Denver Nuggets on the spread, -5. Because, again, the Denver Nuggets might start off sloppy because they're going to be all emotional and shit when they get their rings. But I think after that, second half, I think Coach Malone is going to tear up into that ass, and he's going to remind them that this is a new year, this is a new season, and y'all ain't done shit. Let's go back out there and run that shit back one more time because I want another fucking ring on my hand. How about that shit? And I think that second half, they're just going to blow the doors open and break the brakes off that pussy, and they're going to steamroll the Lakers in the second half. And again, to me, it's not about LeBron and AD. It's the fact that their second unit is not cohesive. They don't really have good ball movement. There's going to be breakdowns on defense when it comes to communications. I don't think they have enough fucking scoring. They have some good shooters, but again, they don't have enough ball rotation. I just think there's going to be a lot of hiccups. There's going to be a lot of early mistakes. It's the first game of the season. There's going to be breakdowns on defense. And I think the Denver Nuggets are going to exploit that shit. So give me Denver Nuggets -5. But overall, moving forward, I think the Lakers are going to win a lot of games this season. I think they're going to make the postseason. And, I think they'll probably make it to the second round and probably go make it back to the Western Conference Finals. Who knows? Or maybe they play the Denver Nuggets again in the playoffs again. We'll see. But I think the Lakers will make the playoffs. I'm not sure if they're going to be a high seed. I think they're going to be like a 4, 5, or 6 seed. I don't think they're going to have a top 2 or 3 seed. I think they're going to be, 4, 5, 6 seed, somewhere like that. And I think they'll win their first round of the playoffs. But then after that, I think it's going to be hit or miss. I think it's going to be based on matchups. So, anyway, that's my thought for them. And then in terms of the Denver Nuggets, I don't have them winning the championship this year. I'm still not a believer. I'm still a hater. Fuck these bitches. And that's all I got to say about that. So, moving on. Let's go on to the second game tonight. Second game tonight, man. Ooh, it's a good-ass game. This is a bomb-ass game to start off the NBA season, America. Second game of the fucking season. The Phoenix Suns on the road to take on the Golden State Warriors. Man, if y'all ain't know by now, I'm a huge Warriors fan. I'm a huge Warriors fan. I'm a big-time Warriors fan. I love the Warriors. I love the Bay Area. Tell me when to go. I love the fucking Warriors, America. Want to know why? Because the Warriors do one thing really, the Warriors do the most important thing in basketball to me. The most important thing in basketball. That's what they do to me. They make me money. I have never lost money betting on the Golden State Warriors in the last 6 years. Let me say that one more time just so you get that shit through your head. I have never lost money betting on the Golden State Warriors in the last 6 years. Now, again, I'm just talking about playoffs, because, again, what did I say? Regular season, it's hit or miss. I'm like 50-50. I don't really give a fuck about that shit, right? What I care about is the postseason, because what did I say? That's when I make all the money. That's when I make all the moolah, all the dinero, all the plata, all the motherfucking six figures. That's when I be breaking the brakes off that pussy. Man, I love the NBA playoffs. I love the NBA postseason. That's when we get that shit on. That's when I'm breaking the back off that shit. I am butt fucking the sports book in the postseason, America. I can't stress that enough. I'm going to say it 100 times tonight. NBA playoffs, NBA postseason, the games where it really fucking matters, and guys are playing for their careers, they're playing for a max contract, they're playing for some motherfucking championship rings. That's when the generals fucking killing, murdering, and slaughtering the sports book. I'm a fucking beast in the NBA postseason. I'm a fucking sports betting god when it comes to NBA playoffs. That's on my mama. But NBA regular season, it's kind of hit or miss. You know what I mean? I treat them like hoes. This ain't nothing but a fucking a nut to me. You know what I mean? It's a hit or miss. Who cares? I'm dumping that hoe on the side of the highway anyways when I'm done with that shit. So I don't really care about the NBA regular season. But again, I'll give you guys all my picks for free anyways, because I don't give a shit, right? I'm just waiting for the NBA playoffs to start in April and May, because that's when I'm gonna fucking destroy this entire sports betting shit. But until then, I'll give you guys my in-depth analysis, 100% free, 100% transparent, 100% documented for the world to see. So, Suns at Warriors. I love the Warriors because, as I said, again, I've never lost money betting on them in the postseason in the last 6 years. Every single time I bet on them, I've always bet them to win the series or lose the series. And I bet them to win back-to-back championships when they went against LeBron James in Cleveland. When they first got KD and KD went to the Warriors, I bet the Warriors to win every single playoff series back-to-back seasons. And then the third season, when KD went down, I ended up betting the Toronto Raptors to beat them in the NBA Finals, but I bet the Warriors every single round to make it to the NBA Finals. So I basically made money in every single series. I made money in the first round, the second round, the third round, and then I faded the Warriors in the last round, the NBA Finals. Boom! I was basically 12-0 over the course of 3 years betting the NBA Warriors in the postseason. Then after that, Klay Thompson got hurt, Steph Curry got hurt, and they were basically dog shit for 2 years. And then last year and the year before that, I basically been betting them every single step of the way, and I basically nailed the outcome every single time. 2 years ago when they won the NBA championship, I bet them against the Grizzlies. They won. I bet them against the fucking, who else was that? I think it was the Trailblazers. They won. I bet them against the Denver Nuggets. They won. I bet them against the Boston Celtics. They won. Right? And then even last year, I bet them in the first round against the Kings. They won. And then I faded them in the second round, and I bet the Lakers. And guess what? They won. So every single time the Golden State Warriors have played in the postseason, I've done nothing but make me money. I have never lost a bet betting on the Golden State Warriors in the NBA postseason in the last 6 years. The last time I lost money betting on a Warriors game in the postseason, I think was when was it? I don't even remember. I think it was the NBA Finals when Cleveland actually won. No. It was the NBA Finals the first time they won, because I bet LeBron James to beat them Game 7 of the NBA Finals when he said, "Cleveland, this is for you." I actually bet the Cleveland Cavaliers to win that game on the road, Game 7, and they actually won. So again, I won that year too. But the year before, the first time they ever won the NBA championship, I forgot who they were playing. Fuck. I'm not going to remember who they played. It might have been Cleveland. Shit, who knows? Actually, was it Cleveland? I think it was Cleveland. I think they played Cleveland that time. And it was the first time they ever won an NBA championship. And it was that one season where I actually bet LeBron James. I think it was LeBron. I bet LeBron to beat them in the NBA Finals. And he ended up losing. So good job, LeBron. And then after that, I said, man, these dudes are probably going to start a dynasty. Steph Curry's young, Klay Thompson young, Draymond Green is young, Andre Iguodala, Finals MVP. That was the year he, quote unquote, shut down LeBron. Yeah, after that, I basically started betting them every single game in the postseason. And I bet LeBron James Game 7 in the postseason the following year. But after that, I bet him every single round, every single year, every single season, every single playoff run. And they just kept making me more money, more money, more money, more money, more money. So for the last 6, 7, 8 years now, they've done nothing but make me money. So I love the Golden State Warriors because to me, the most important thing an NBA team can do for you is make you fucking money. Because at the end of the day, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about me. They don't give a fuck about any of us. They're out here, competing for championships, trying to get a max contract, trying to make as much money as possible, and trying to swim in pussy every single night. So they don't really give a fuck about me and you. So if I'm going to watch their games, it better be to cash out me and you. Because, you know what I mean? I'm not watching their games for nothing. I'm not watching their games for free. Bitch better pay me money. So to me, the most important thing an NBA team could do is make you some money. Because other than that, you're basically watching the game for no reason. So with that being said, I love the Golden State Warriors. I'm an NBA Warriors fan. I love Steph Curry. I love Klay Thompson. I love fucking Draymond Green. I love Steve Kerr. That's my guy. That's my man. That's my quarterback. That's my head coach right there. I love this team because for the last 6, 7, 8 years, all they ever do is make me money, make me more money, and make me more money. And that is the most important thing that a team can do for you if you're a sports bettor right now. Everything else is just talk. So with that being said, I love the Warriors, and I think they're just going to continue to make me money. I think Steph Curry is one of a kind, and I think he's one of my favorite athletes of all time because all he's ever done is make me money all the fucking time. So with that being said, Game 2 of the season opener, Phoenix Suns at the Golden State Warriors. Guys, got to tell you, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to fade the Warriors one time. Let me get the fucking Phoenix Suns on the money line. +2.5. Are you kidding me? Fuck no. Give me the fucking Suns on the motherfucking money line. Yeah, yeah. I love the Suns in this one. Now, quick heads up. Draymond Green is out. Because he said his knee hurts, his back hurts, his pussy hurts. Sounds like Joe Burrow's dumbass right now. And I think Bradley Beal might be out, but now I'm hearing reports and rumors that it might be 50-50, that he might come out. We'll see. But if it ends up being Klay Thompson and Steph Curry with no Draymond Green, but they got Chris Paul, who cares, versus Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, sheesh. Excuse me, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, and maybe Bradley Beal. I gotta be honest, guys. I like the Phoenix Suns in this one. I really, really do. I really, really do. It's tough for me, man. It's tough for me. You know what? I'm probably just gonna stay away from this one, but I love the Phoenix Suns if they have Bradley Beal. If Bradley Beal plays, so it's gonna be a game time decision, is what I'm saying. If Bradley Beal ends up playing around, 6:15, not 6:15, around like 6:59, right around fucking, tip-off time, then give me the Phoenix Suns. Fuck the 2.5. I'll take them on the money line straight up, +115, +120, +125. I'll take the Suns on the money line if Bradley Beal plays tonight. If he doesn't play tonight, and it's just Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and a bunch of new booty motherfuckers, then I'll take the Warriors because then it basically comes down to who has the better bench. And I think Chris Paul is going to be able to uplift his bench. And I think he's going to be playing with an attitude. He's going to be playing like he has something on the line. And I think Chris Paul is going to make the game easier for a lot of those dudes on the bench. And I think that might be enough to outscore Phoenix's bench. Now, again, I think Devin Booker is going to drop 40, maybe 52. I think Kevin Durant's going to drop at least 30, 35. I think between Devin Booker and KD, I think they're going to score at least 75. That's just me. I think Steph Curry can probably put up 30, maybe 40. Klay Thompson maybe, get you a good 15, 20. And then after that, it's going to be on the bench, right? Especially with no Draymond Green. But I think with a guy like Chris Paul, that is going to make the game easy for those guys who are sitting on the bench, who may not be good at setting up their own shot and need to get the ball when they're wide open in the corner to shoot that fucking three. I think Chris Paul can help this bench out a lot. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying he's going to be a great addition. I'm not saying they're going to win the whole thing. I'm not saying they're going to become world champions. What I'm saying is Chris Paul is going to make the game a lot easier. I saw him in the preseason get like fucking 10 assists in like 25 minutes. He's going to be really good for that bench, again, because a lot of those dudes are not good at setting up their own shot, so they need a true point guard on the floor. Especially now that they got rid of Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole was kind of the only dude on that bench that could get his own shot. But now that he's gone and they sent his ass packing out there to fucking Washington, I think the rest of the dudes on that bench do need a point guard to help them get their own shot. And I think Chris Paul's going to help that bench a lot. So that's my official prediction. If Bradley Beal plays, give me the Phoenix Suns on the money line. If he does not, then give me the Warriors on the spread, because I think Chris Paul is going to help that bench out a lot. And I think Steph Curry is going to go for 30-40. I think Kevin Durant's going to go for 30-40. But to me, it comes down to Devin Booker, probably versus the entire Golden Warriors bench. And I think the Golden Warriors bench will be able to be more efficient and more effective because they have Chris Paul. And I think this is where Phoenix Sun is going to need Bradley Beal. Again, if Bradley Beal is playing and they have all three, give me the Phoenix Suns on the money line. If he's out and he says his back hurts, then give me the Warriors on the spread. When it comes to the Lakers versus the Nuggets, I'll take the first quarter on the Lakers money line, plus 110. And then I'm going to take Denver Nuggets on the spread, -5 for the full game. Those are my official predictions for tonight. Now, moving on to the overall season, NBA season. Let me go ahead and click on the standings. Everyone's starting off 0-0. And these are my predictions for the entire NBA season, and I'll run it down in the next 20 minutes. Check this out. The Atlanta Hawks. I think Trae Young is overrated. I think they regret not drafting Doncic instead. I am not a fan of Trae Young. I think they need to move him. I think they need to trade him. I don't think Trae Young can be the best player on the team and win a championship. I think Trae Young is kind of like a Damian Lillard, where he needs to play with a really good big man. I would love to see Trae Young get traded to the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Philadelphia 76ers can go ahead and send James Harden to their dumbass. And then when they get James Harden, the Atlanta Hawks should basically trade him to either the Los Angeles Clippers or to the Houston Rockets, whoever wants his bitch ass. If not, then they should just straight cut him. And then basically what will happen is Atlanta Hawks, if they send Trae Young over there to the Philadelphia 76ers, or if they send Trae Young basically anywhere at this point, because I don't think he's a franchise guy, but I think he's probably going to be worth a lot of draft picks. What I would do is I would demand kind of like 3 or 4 first-round draft picks, and I would just go ahead and start to tank this season, because I don't think you're going to win a championship with Trae Young. I just don't think he's that guy. He's not a top 5. He's not a top 10. He's not even a top 15 player in the league right now. That's just my opinion. But he's out here basically asking for a max extension. To me, Trae Young is just not that guy. He's really good. I wouldn't say he's elite, but I think he's really good. But he wants that LeBron James money. He wants that Steph Curry money. He wants that Joel Embiid money. He wants that Damian Lillard money. He wants that fucking Giannis Antetokounmpo money. He wants that motherfucking, you know what I mean? Like, he wants that prime time money. And I just look at Trae Young and I'm just like, bro, you're not even worth 2 bags of popcorns to me right now. Like, all your ass does is just pull up from 3 and think you're that dude, like you're the one. Like, bro, calm the fuck down. So to me, if I was the Atlanta Hawks, I would either trade Trae Young for like 3 or 4 first-round draft picks and then rebuild your entire roster right now. Or I would basically just find a way to move on, because I don't think you're going to draft anybody to help out Trae Young. It's a tough one. I'm not a fan, unless you can get somebody you can pair him with that's a dominant big man. Because just like Damian Lillard is now playing with Giannis, and I think that's going to be a deadly combo. That's going to be the 2023 version of fucking Shaq and Kobe right now. Unless you can get a dominant big man for Trae Young, it's just not going to get done. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure if there's really a dominant big man out there that you can trade for. Like, who are you really going to get to pair with Trae Young? Julius Randle's dumbass? The fuck out of here. I know the Knicks probably don't want him right now, but I don't think Julius Randle and Trae Young are going to win a championship. Like, that's just me. So, what big man is really out there that's available on the trade market? No one. So to me, it's easier to trade Trae Young than it is to find a big man who's available to play with Trae Young. You see what I'm saying? So to me, I would just trade his ass because, again, I don't think he's the one. And the problem is he wants max money. He wants that LeBron James money. He wants that Steph Curry money. He wants that Damian Lillard money. He wants that Jimmy Butler money. He wants that max money. And I'm over here looking at his fucking balding ass like, oh, fuck no. Yo, bitch ass want much money? Hell no, the fuck out of here with your broke ass. Shut the fuck up and sit down somewhere. So, nah, America, fuck no. So, yeah, maybe the Atlanta Hawks make the fucking, postseason, but I think they're going to get bounced in round one. I think they're one and done. I think Trae Young is trash. I think he's overrated. I think they should have drafted Doncic instead in his NBA draft. And I don't know. I think they need to trade him somewhere and try to get 3 or 4 first rounders and then just rebuild their entire roster again one more time. Because I don't think you're winning a championship with Trae Young. And I don't even know if they really fuck with him in Atlanta like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, does anyone in Atlanta really love Trae Young? Like, you know what I mean? He's not like Mike Vick or somebody where everyone loved him. Like, Trae Young is cool. He's nice, but I'm not sure if the culture really, like, stands by him like that. Like, does the black community really fuck with Trae Young? Because I don't think so. I feel like there's more white people that like Trae Young than there are black people. Like, I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comment section, America. But does the black community really fuck with Trae Young? Because I don't really feel like black people consider him one of them. I think they just look at him like another fucking, you know what I mean, Eminem kind of dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really feel like I don't think they like fuck with him like that is what I'm saying. So, to me, Trae Young, I don't know, send his ass to Canada somewhere. You know what I mean? Be like Drake, where you're like mostly black, you're kind of black, we kind of fuck with you, but not really, but we fuck with you. You know what I mean? Send him out there to Toronto. He can hang out with Drake all day. Half black, half white motherfuckers. I don't know. So yeah, send him to Toronto. I think Toronto would love to have Trae Young. They need a fucking scorer right now because they play really good on defense, but they don't really have someone on offense. Especially now that Kyle Lowry left and he's playing with Miami right now. So, you know what I mean? I think, I don't know. I don't know if Toronto's trying to do, I don't know if the Raptors are rebuilding right now or what the fuck is going on. But if they want to compete, I think they should go ahead and trade for a Trae Young and go ahead and send some first round draft picks out there to the ATL because I think the ATL needs somebody young. You know what I think? I think Toronto Raptors should trade their first round picks, like 2 or 3 of them right now, go get Trae Young so that way they have more offense. And then I think Atlanta, I think they should draft LeBron James' son. I would love to see LeBron James' son play in Atlanta. Like, to me, that would be something that would be great for the culture. It would be great for the black community because Atlanta is basically like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the black capital of America, in my opinion. I mean, fuck. That's just the way I see it. And if LeBron James' son, Bronny James, if he ends up going down to the ATL, that shit would be fucking lit, I think, for the black community. So I think that's what should happen. I think Toronto should go ahead and trade some first round picks away, go get Trae Young, because I think Trae Young would help the Toronto Raptors because I think they play good on defense, but they just don't have enough offense. So I could see something like that, some kind of trade going down. But for me personally, again, I just don't think you're going to win a championship with Trae Young being the main guy. I think you need to give him a really dominant big man on the inside so that way, you could have a Shaq and Kobe like Damian Lillard and Giannis about to do right now. Either that or, you know what I mean, you make him like the third piece of a really good championship team. You know what I mean? Because I would love to see like the Toronto Raptors get a dominant big man and then you put Siakam and Trae Young on the wing because Siakam can drive it to the rim and then Trae Young can shoot it from deep. You know what I mean? So if you have Siakam and Trae Young on the wing, and then you get a dominant big man right there on the inside, I think that would be great. Again, I think Philly should be calling people right now. Trade James Harden to Atlanta. He's in the strip club out there anyways. Might as well. You know what I mean? And Atlanta could just cut his ass and just say, there you go. We basically, spent all our salary cap. So, and then tell James Harden to just stay in the strip club and not to play. He wouldn't mind. He don't give a shit anyways. So there you go. That's what I would do if I was ATL. Next up, Boston Celtics. Everyone says they're going to be good because they have Porzingis right now. I got to be honest. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit about Porzingis. I don't know. I think he's washed. I I don't know. I love that the fact that they got Drew Holiday, but I feel like he's the only dude on the team with any heart. Sometimes I feel like Tatum just doesn't have the balls to step up, but I also feel like Boston Celtics don't really want to embrace Jaylen Brown the way they should have. I feel like they fuck with him, but they don't fully fuck with him. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I know they gave him the max contract, but it felt like they were hesitating to do so. It almost feels like they didn't want to do it, but they feel like they had to because they had no other choice. Who else are you going to get to replace Jaylen Brown? Nobody. So, I don't know. It feels like, it just feels like one of those things where, like, they just settled with each other because they didn't have no other option. But I don't know. I just feel like Tatum, I feel like the NBA wants Jason Tatum to be that guy, but for some reason, he just doesn't have the balls. He just doesn't have the heart. Like he's always trying to be a nice guy. He doesn't have that mama mentality. He doesn't have that fuck you mentality. He doesn't have that, that Jimmy Butler, you know what I mean? Kind of like, you can't fuck with me kind of attitude. He just doesn't have it. Steph Curry, he didn't have it, and then guess what? He found it. Jason Tatum is still trying to find his mama mentality, and I'm not sure if he ever will. You know what I mean? But it feels like the NBA wants Jason Tatum to be that guy. You guys ever feel that way? I feel like even in the playoffs, they just kept talking about him and talking about him. Because, you know what I mean? Like, they want him to be the face of the league one day. They want him to be the image of the NBA one day. They want him to be that guy. Feels like the NBA is trying so hard to make him the guy, to make him the one. But he just keeps coming up fucking just short every fucking time. No balls, no heart, no grit, no fucking assassin mentality, no mama mentality. He just doesn't have that you can't fuck with me attitude. And he just keeps going jumper, 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 layup, layup. And I don't know, it feels like he just doesn't have enough umph right now. He just kind of backs down like a poodle, like a little pinche chihuahua when it comes time to get down. Like, he's not really built like that. So, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown's cool. I think Jaylen Brown probably is the best player on the team, but Jaylen Brown reminds me of Marshawn Lynch. You know what this team reminds me of? Marshawn Lynch with Russell Wilson in his prime. And it's like everyone knows that you just give the ball to Marshawn Lynch and let him fucking win the game for you, and you guys get it done. But instead, they try so hard to make Russell Wilson the one. Like, you got it, bro. You're the guy. You're the one. You're going to replace Tom Brady one day. Like, you're the guy, bro. You can do it. And he's just like, bro, he's not the one. He's not it. Give the fucking ball to Marshawn Lynch. And I feel like Boston's the same way. It's like they try so hard to make Jason Tatum it. And Jaylen Brown really is the one who's kind of it. But they don't really want to just like embrace him or accept him. He's like the lost stepchild. Like, we fuck with you, but we don't really fully fuck with you. And it's like, bro, what is you doing? So, I don't know. And now they got Drew Holiday, which I love Drew Holiday, but I don't love Porzingis. I think he plays soft as shit. So, I don't know. I'm fading Boston Celtics in the postseason. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I don't think they're going to get it done. I don't think they're going to win a championship. And I think Drew Holiday is going to retire after the season. I think this is going to be his last season. He's already said that he's thought about retiring in the next year or two. I think he's going to play this season out, and he wants to show the world that he still kind of got it. But I don't know. I think Drew Holiday is going to retire after the season. Maybe one more year or two, but I don't think Jason Tatum's it. I don't think he has what it takes. I don't think he's built like that. I think Jaylen Brown is built like that, but they just don't embrace him like that. And I think Porzingis is like the adopted child that we just pretend to love, but not really. There's a reason nobody else wanted him. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and fade the Celtics. I think they're going to win a lot of games in the regular season. I think they're going to have a top 2, top 3 seed in the NBA regular season. And then I think they're going to lose in the postseason. And I think they're going to lose to either Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, or don't be surprised if they lose to the Miami Heat again. Who fucking knows, right? Yeah, but I think Boston Celtics will probably have the number 1 or number 2 seed in the East this season. I think they're going to win a lot of regular season games. But I think when push comes to shove in the playoffs, I think they're going to go down again because they're just not built like that. So that's my thought on Celtics. Next one, Pelicans. Don't care. I think Pelicans are a team that have a lot of talent. They have a lot of hope. They have a high ceiling. I just don't believe in Zion's fat ass. I feel like all he cares about is fucking these fat ass, nasty ass, wobbly ass. Like he likes some girls thick. You seen the girls Zion be fucking with? Like all these fucking sex tapes and all these leaked videos. Like I be looking at some of these women that Zion fucking with, and I'm like, she bad, but not really. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Feels like Zion's just fucking hiring prostitutes and escorts and shit. He's not really fucking with like grade A shit. He's over here, he's fucking with hoes out there in fucking New Orleans that have already been ran through and shit. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Lil Wayne already fucked half the hoes in fucking the South. I'm just being honest. I feel like Lil Wayne probably fucked every bad bitch in New Orleans like fucking at least 100 times, maybe twice. So, I don't know. I feel like Zion's just fucking enjoying people's leftover and shit over there eating McDonald's and fucking KFC and Cane's Chicken and shit. So, no, I'm not a fan of the Pelicans. I think in games that Zion plays, they're going to do good. He's going to be on SportsCenter. He's another dude that everyone wants to make the face of the league, but I feel like he just doesn't have what it takes, and he's not built like that and shit. And I feel like he's going to continue to be a huge letdown. And I'm just not a fan of the Pelicans. Again, doesn't mean they won't win a lot of games in the regular season. Maybe they will. Who fucking knows? But I think when push comes to shove in the postseason, he's once again, he's not going to be available. He's not going to be fully healthy. He's going to be dealing with another back issue, another knee injury issue. He's going to say his pussy hurts. And yeah, I'm just not a fan of this team. Again, they'll win some games in the regular season. They'll make some noise. There'll be some highlights on ESPN from time to time. But when it comes to the postseason, I don't trust them because I don't trust Zion Williamson, and I don't think he's built like that. Next up, Chicago, don't care. Lonzo Ball's not going to come back from that knee injury, and I feel like they're paying him a lot of money. I don't think they have enough depth or enough fucking firepower in their lineup, and I think this is going to be a lost season for Chicago. And again, I think they're trying to get rid of Lonzo Ball because he's taking up so much money, but he keeps swearing that he's going to come back, and he's going to be in his prime one day. Meanwhile, they're paying him fucking 20, 30, 40 million dollars, and he's eating all the salary cap in the room. So, I think DeRozan's going to do what DeRozan do, but DeRozan's getting old now. DeRozan's getting up there in fucking years now. So yeah, not a fan of Chicago. I think it's going to be another lost season. And I think the main issue is Lonzo Ball is taking up $30, $40 million a year in salary cap room. And that's why they can't really boost the roster. So it sucks. It's unfortunate for Chicago, Chi-Town. It's just a bad cycle right now for them. So anyway, yeah, moving on. Cleveland, once again, another team I don't believe in. I don't think Donovan Mitchell is that dude. I think Donovan Mitchell, I think he's a good player. I think they have a good roster. I think they have a lot of great dudes on that team. I think they have a lot of potential. But at the end of the day, I think Donovan Mitchell has had plenty of opportunities to show us and prove that he's that dude, that he's that guy, that he's going to be, quote unquote, the next Dwayne Wade that everyone was telling me about. And I feel like he's too small, he's too short, and he's not that dude. And no matter how much people want him to be the next D Wade, guess what? He never will. And D Wade needed Shaq and LeBron to win championships. Tell me, who does Donovan Mitchell have? Does he have the next Shaq? Does he have the next LeBron? Does he have the next Chris Bosh? Hell no. No way in shit. So especially now with Giannis has Damian Lillard and, Boston Celtics are trying to retool. I just don't think Cleveland's going to do anything in the postseason. I don't think Donovan Mitchell's built like that. I think he's too small. I think he's too short. And I just don't think he's that dude. So next up, Dallas. We got the Mavericks coming up. I think this is going to be another stupid-ass year of Doncic and Kyrie trying to figure it out. I know Dallas really loves Kyrie. They want Kyrie. They need Kyrie. Doncic loves Kyrie. He wants Kyrie. He needs Kyrie. I'm done with Kyrie. I think he's going to score a lot of points on offense. I don't think he's going to do shit on defense. I think Doncic needs a better role model. I think he needs a better mentor. And I think we're just wasting Doncic's prime right now because you just saw Giannis get Damian Lillard. You see what the Nuggets are about. You see the Lakers try to retool in the offseason. You see what the Warriors try to do in the offseason. You see the Kings are coming up in life right now. I see a lot of good teams in the West, and I just don't think Dallas is up there right now. I think Dallas is going to be a 6, 7, 8 seed. They'll probably get bounced in the first round, maybe the second. But I don't think they're an elite team. I don't think they're a great team, and I don't trust Kyrie, especially not on defense. I think on defense he continues to fall off. He's getting up there in age. And once again, I think Doncic is wasting his prime. And I don't really trust that roster around them. Those two dudes are making max money. And when I look at everyone else on the team, I feel like they're all borderline average. So I just don't like the roster. I don't like the team chemistry. I don't like the cohesiveness. And I think in crunch time, it's not that I don't trust them on offense. It's I don't trust them on defense. And I think they need another dude. Kyrie and Doncic are good, but I think you need one more dude to really compete in the West right now. And I'm not sure if they have it. I don't think they do. So in the postseason, I'm going to fade Dallas. I don't think they're going to win the championship this year. I still think they're one key piece away. I don't know what that is. It might be a Paul George. It might be a Kawhi Leonard, because I don't think the Clippers are going anywhere with those two, because all they want to do is sit down because of injuries. So I think there's potential for the Clippers to be able to trade for somebody, and maybe that person they trade for is the final piece. Maybe it's a Julius Randle, because everyone wants him out of New York right now. Who knows? But you see my point, like, they just need one piece. It doesn't have to be a superstar. It can be an average player that looks like a superstar, because it's easy to look like a really good player when you're playing next to Doncic and Kyrie. You know what I mean? Like, when you have those two dudes in the backcourt, it's easy to look like an all-star. It's easy to look like an all-pro. It's easy to look like you're that dude, because you're never getting double coverage. You're always basically one-on-one, and you probably get an easy lob at the rim, because those dudes can break down any defense. You see me? So, to me, I think Dallas should just trade for somebody. I don't know who it is, but I think they need one more fucking dude. Maybe it's a Julius Randle. Maybe it's this dude. Maybe it's that dude. I don't know, but I think they're probably one piece away. And it doesn't have to be a fucking all-star. It can just be someone who's like, semi-good, but next to Kyrie and Luka, they look really good. You see what I mean? So, yeah, but otherwise, if they don't do that, I think they're getting bounced in the first round or two. Denver Nuggets, I think they're going to go to the Western Conference Finals one more time, maybe the second round, but I don't think they're going to go to the NBA Finals this year. And I think they're finally going to run out of luck, and they're going to face a team that's actually healthy for once, and they're going to get destroyed and they're going to get slaughtered. I think the Lakers would beat them this year. I definitely think the Phoenix Suns would beat them this year. Wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers beat them this year. Yeah, I'm still a hater on the Denver Nuggets. Yeah, fuck this team. Next, Detroit. Nobody cares. Skipping. Who cares? Honestly, who even watches Detroit basketball? They ain't been the same since the fucking Malice in the Palace. So I'm done with them. Who cares? Golden State Warriors. It'll be interesting with Chris Paul, but that's another one where we'll have to see. Klay Thompson once again coming off another fucking injury, always fucking hurt now. I think Chris Paul's gonna help out Klay Thompson, but now Draymond Green's hurt now. I'm telling you, this fucking team, dude, just injury right now. So I'm going to hold off all speculation until I see them actually fucking healthy for once. So I'm going to skip them for now. Houston should be a very interesting team. Wouldn't be surprised if they actually compete for one of those play-in games right now. But let's be honest, they're not going to make any noise in the playoffs. So skipping. Indiana Pacers, nobody cares. Skipping. Los Angeles Clippers. I think the most interesting thing the Clippers can do right now is blow up that team, because I don't think Kawhi Leonard and Paul George should be giving max contract extensions anytime soon. I think they need to let either Kawhi go play somewhere else or let him retire, because he's never going to play a full regular season. And I think he's just too injury prone right now, especially in the postseason. And I just never thought PG-13 was that dude. So I'm not a fan of the Clippers. I think the best thing they can do for their future is blow that team up right now and get as many draft picks as possible for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And I'm telling you right now, if you put Kawhi Leonard and Paul George on the open market, there will be a bunch of teams who are stupid and will give you multiple first round and second round picks for them. I think Miami would love to trade for Kawhi Leonard. I think there'd be a lot of teams foolishly who would trade for Paul George right now. And maybe even a few teams that trade for Russell Westbrook right now. Who fucking knows? But they have a lot of talented dudes on that roster. But their two dudes are just always fucking hurt. So you're never going to win with them anyways, because they're never going to play in the postseason. So you might as well get as much as you can for them. So yeah, I think the smartest thing the Clippers can do is trade Kawhi Leonard and Paul George right now, because if you give him another max contract extension, I think that'd be the worst thing you can do for your franchise right now. I don't think Paul George and Kawhi Leonard have earned max contract extensions. But if you don't fucking give them one, then they're just gonna walk in the postseason anyways, or in the off season. So if they're gonna walk in the off season anyways, I would fucking trade them. So I know Miami would love to get Kawhi Leonard, because you put Jimmy Butler and Kawhi Leonard on the same team versus Giannis and fucking Dame, that would be interesting. Yeah, I don't know how it would work out, but I think Miami would basically give their next, fucking their first round picks for the next 3-4 years to the Clippers if they give him Kawhi Leonard. And maybe even PG-13, who knows, because he could also provide offense for them. So I think there'd be a lot of teams who would be super interested in trading for Kawhi and Paul George right now. So I would put them on the open market and get as many first round and second round picks as you can right now. And the Clippers have a new building opening up soon anyways. Might as well start fresh with a brand new roster. So I think that's the smartest thing they can do. That's just my opinion. Lakers. I think Lakers are always going to be in it with LeBron and AD. My biggest issue is AD always plays like a pussy, and LeBron James is constantly injured now. But, I think they'll be okay. I'm going to hold off any predictions until I see how their bench plays right now. Because to me, when it comes to the Lakers, it's not about LeBron and AD, even though AD plays like a pussy. To me, it's all about their bench. Is their bench cohesive? Does their bench play team defense? Does the bench do good on offense? What does the bench look like? Because I know what LeBron and AD and Reeves is going to look like. I need to know what the bench is going to look like. Are they sorry? Do they suck? Are they whack? Are they smart? Are they fast? Are they dumb? What's going on with the bench? So I'm holding off all predictions on the Lakers until I see all the backups play. Next, Miami. Unless they get Kawhi Leonard, this is going to be another wasted year for Jimmy Butler. And I think he really just needs somebody to come down to MIA and help him win a championship. I feel bad for Jimmy Butler. Hopefully he gets that somebody. But right now, they're just wasting his fucking prime right now because they don't have a number 2 guy or a number 1 guy to pair with Jimmy. And I think that's really unfortunate, and I think that sucks right now. But until, they make a move, they're basically just wasting time and burning money. Next up, Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo out there in the Bucks. I think they're going to win the championship this year. I think it's going to come down to them and Phoenix. I think we're going to get a rematch of the NBA Finals from 2 years ago. I think we're going to see Phoenix and we're going to see Milwaukee go at it in the NBA Finals. And this time, I got Giannis and Damian Lillard winning the NBA title, baby. Fuck the fucking Phoenix Suns, because fuck Kevin Durant and his bitch ass. More on him in just a second. Minnesota, I don't give a fuck about. Minnesota, I've never been a fan of Anthony Towns. I think he's a bitch. I think he's dumb. I think he's selfish. I think he's whack as fuck, and I think he's a bust. I think he's mediocre. I think he's overrated, and I don't think he's the one. Next, Brooklyn, nobody cares about. This is a rebuilding year for them. All they did was trade everyone away for draft picks, so I don't care about them. New York Knickerbockers, to me, overrated team. They're good enough to make the playoffs, but they're not good enough to actually win the whole thing. Next up, Orlando Magic, nobody cares. Next up, Philadelphia 76ers. I don't know what's going to happen with James Harden. They're going to trade him, obviously. I'll wait to hold predictions until I see what they get for him. Next up, Phoenix Suns. I think they're going to the Western Conference Finals. I think they're going to the NBA Finals. I think Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and KD is just too much for any team in the West. And I think the only team who could actually fuck with them is Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks right now. And I would have the Milwaukee Bucks beating them in the NBA Finals right now. So to me, give me the Bucks over the Phoenix Suns. But I do have the Phoenix Suns going to the NBA Championship. Next up, Portland. It's a rebuilding year. They traded Damian Lillard for a bunch of draft picks, so we expect them to suck. But I think Scoot Henderson is going to get Rookie of the Year, and I do think he is going to become the next Damian Lillard because I think he got a shot like that. Next up, Sacramento. I think Sacramento takes a huge step forward. I think they have a lot of depth. I think they have a lot of young rookies. I think this is a really good team. Unfortunately, I don't think they have enough to fuck with the Phoenix Suns right now. Next up, San Antonio with Wembanyama. I think Wembanyama is going to be special. I think the San Antonio Spurs are going to go back to the playoffs. I think they actually might win a playoff series, But then I think they're going to get bounced in the second round, maybe the Western Conference Finals. But I think Wembanyama is going to put the league on notice that he really is the one. And I am a fan of him. I do think he's going to become a Hall of Famer. I do think highly of him. Next up, OKC, nobody cares about. Next up, Utah, nobody cares about. Next up, Washington. This is interesting. For Washington, I think they're going to win a lot of regular season games. Now they have Jordan Poole, they have Kuzma, they have a bunch of fucking dudes that just want to score on offense. I think their defense is going to really suck. I think the Washington Wizards are becoming the 2023 version of the Oakland Warriors back when they had Baron Davis. I think they're going to go up and down the court. I think they're going to score, and they're going to play zero defense. So just like Giannis and Dame are the 2023 version of Kobe and Shaq, I think the Washington Wizards are going to be the 2023 version of the Oakland Warriors with Baron Davis and Jackson and Matt Barnes. I think they're going to be like those boys. I think they're just going to run up and down the court, score, and they're going to play zero defense. So I think Washington's probably going to be one of the funnest teams to watch in the league, and I can't wait to bet the over on their totals every single game this season, because I think it's just going to be a scoring fest every single time you play the Wizards. I think they will win a bunch of regular season games. I think they're going to go to the postseason, and they might win a first round playoff series. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised, because even though they play zero defense, they're going to be hot as shit on offense. So I have them making the playoffs this season, and I have them winning a first-round series this season. So look out for Washington Wizards. I think they're going to put a lot of people on upset alert. Next up, Toronto, nobody cares about. Next up, Memphis. This will be interesting. Ja Morant suspended the first 25 games of the regular season. I have them making the playoffs because I think Ja Morant's good enough to make the postseason, but I don't really know. I feel like the mood in the room is fucked up right now when it comes to the Memphis Grizzlies because all the stupid shit going on with Ja Morant. They have a lot of talent on the roster. They have a lot of good guys, but I just feel like it's just a fucked up situation. It's a fucked up mood right now. Nobody's happy. Everyone's depressed, and everyone feels let down right now. So I don't know. It's going to be hard to judge the Memphis Grizzlies. We'll see what they look like when Ja Morant comes back halfway through the season, but for now, I'm holding all predictions until I see them with Ja Morant. So until then, no official prediction on the Memphis Grizzlies. And then next up, the Charlotte Hornets, nobody cares about. So there you go. That's my opinion on every team in the NBA. That's my opinion on all the games going on for tonight. And those are my thoughts and predictions for the NBA playoffs. I have the Milwaukee Bucks winning the NBA championships. I have them playing the Phoenix Suns in the NBA Finals in the championship round. I have the Lakers going to the second round. I have the Warriors going to the playoffs. Actually, let me look at that shit right now. Let me tell you guys who I see going to the playoffs real quick before I get on out of here. So I think Atlanta makes the playoffs. Boston makes the playoffs. I think Chicago maybe makes the playoff. Cleveland maybe makes the playoff. Detroit, nobody cares. Indiana, nobody cares. Miami, I think they're going to get smoked this year. I think they're going to take a huge step back. I think Milwaukee's going to win it. Nobody cares about Brooklyn. Nobody cares about New York. Nobody cares about Orlando. We'll see what Philly gets for James Harden. I think Washington's going to make it to the second round. I think Toronto, nobody cares, and Charlotte, nobody cares. So to me, the East basically comes down to Milwaukee and Boston. I think Milwaukee will win in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I think Milwaukee goes to the NBA Finals and wins the entire thing. But I think Boston can at least make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think Philly is going to be, once again, they're going to be a second-round team, and they're going to get bounced out. I think the Knicks will probably be a second-round team, and then they're going to get bounced out. The Hawks, again, maybe they're a second-round team, then they get bounced out. The Heat, maybe a second-round team, then they get bounced out. So it's basically a lot of first- and second-round bounces. And I think it all comes down to Milwaukee and Boston, and I have Milwaukee winning the whole thing. With the West, a little bit different because there's a lot of question marks. I have question marks about Golden State because they have so many injuries. Draymond Green is starting the season injured. We'll see about Chris Paul because he always gets injured. And we'll see about Klay Thompson because now he's always also injured. And then even Steph Curry has a history of getting injured. So to me, nothing but question marks there. Dallas and Kyrie, I think they're good enough on offense, but I don't think they're good enough on defense. I still think they're one piece away. I think they should trade for a Kawhi Leonard or a PG. We'll see, but I think they're probably like a first-round team and they're bouncing. Memphis, a bunch of question marks. We'll see how they do without Ja. Utah, nobody cares. OKC, nobody cares. San Antonio is my upset in the West, just like the Wizards and Washington are my upset in the East. I think San Antonio probably wins a first-round series, and then they get bounced in the second round. But I have Wembanyama winning at least one playoff series as a rookie. I think that highly of him. Sacramento, we'll see with Sacramento. I think they should make it to the second round at least, but who knows? Depends who they play in the first round. Last year, they ended up playing Golden State in the first round. We'll see what happens this year. Portland, they're rebuilding. Phoenix, I have them winning the entire West, but then I have them losing in the championship. Lakers, I have them going to the second round, maybe the Western Conference Finals. Minnesota, nobody cares. Clippers, irrelevant now. Houston, nobody cares. Denver Nuggets, overrated in my opinion, always has been. Zion's a fat ass. He's not leading his team nowhere other than the in and out drive through. And then, like I said about Dallas, it all comes down to if they can get that missing piece. So there you go. That's my playoff picture. That's my playoff scenario. And that's what I think about the NBA season. I'm going to be betting games periodically throughout the NBA season. Again, I'm basically hit or miss. I'm 50-50. I'm kind of when it comes to the NBA regular season. I'm all about the motherfucking postseason. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, those are my thoughts. That's my ideas. And that's how I'm looking at this whole situation. Again, everything's going to be free. Everything's going to be transparent. Everything's going to be documented. All my inside analysis, in-depth analysis, all my predictions, all my thinking, everything I'm seeing, 100% free, 100% documented, 100% transparent. Everything right here on YouTube for free. Make sure you guys subscribe. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and click the fucking comment sections and let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know if you guys, just want to say something. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you guys. We'll see how tonight's action goes. I will be watching both games live. I am super curious to see if Phoenix Suns, if Bradley Beal does play, or if he's going to be limited in action. And then with the Lakers and the Nuggets, I'm mostly just interested in the Lakers bench. I want to know if they actually want to win a championship, or if the bench just wants to get pussy in LA all night. We'll see, because I feel like some of these dudes care more about the Instagram thotties than they do about their pull-up game. Some of them care more about their pull-out game, if you know, if you feel me. So, yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Oh yeah, NFL. Real quick before I get out of here, my NFL picks for the weeks are going to come out tomorrow, probably Wednesday night. So if you guys are interested in what I'm looking at for the NFL weekend, Wednesday night I'll give you guys a recap and I'll give you guys all of my predictions for week 8. Damn, we're already at week 8. You got to be kidding me. We have the Buccaneers playing the Buffalo Bills on Thursday night. Bills are favored by 8.5. That's a stay away game for me because I don't like the 8.5, but I feel like the money line is going to be too much. So to me, I'm probably just going to stay away from that game. Let me see. What's the over under right now real quick? I'll give you guys a sneak peek. The over under on the Buffalo Bills game is 42. Oof. That seems kind of low right now, but then again, it's probably snowing in Buffalo, so it's probably going to be a low scoring game. But yeah, I kind of like the over. I kind of like the over 42. I think Baker Mayfield can score at least 10 to 14 points. And I think Buffalo's going to come out and score 30 points, especially after that shitty-ass game they had the last game. The Buccaneers are coming off a bye week, I believe. So because they're coming off a bye week, are they? I think they are. Let me check. Oh, no, they're not. Yeah, the Bucs just lost to the Falcons 16-13. So again, I think Baker Mayfield can score at least 10 to 14 points, and we'll see about the Bills. I think they're going to come back pissed off, and I think the Bills are going to score at least 30. So if the Bills can score 28 to 31 points, and the Bucs can give you at least 10 to 14, that should be enough to cover. So the only thing I really like in the Buffalo Bills game right now is the over. So take it as you please. But Wednesday night, I'll be coming out with all of my predictions for week 8 of the NFL season. We're halfway through it. I told you guys it's going to fly by like it's going to be easy. So I'll give you guys all my predictions tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 100% free, all my in-game analysis, all my thinking, all my predictions. So stand by. I'll be back with another video in 24 hours. But as far as the NBA season goes, that's how I'm going to think about it. I don't really care about the regular season. My picks are going to be 50-50, but fuck it. They're going to be completely 100% free. Everything transparent, everything documented. And what I'm waiting for is the NBA playoffs in April and May and June, because that's where I'm going to make the most money. That's where I'm going to bank the most money. That's when we're going to slaughter the sports book. That's when we're going to kill the sports book. And that's when we're going to make a motherfucking profit. So until then, you guys, hope you guys enjoying the season. Hope you guys are making money and hope you guys are staying blessed somewhere. Make sure you guys pay attention to the stock market, because there's a lot of things going on with Bitcoin right now. There's a lot of things going on with crypto right now. And there's a lot of things going on in the economy right now. So I'm looking at Tesla stock. I'm looking at Apple stock. I'm looking at Google stock. I'm looking at a lot of cryptos right now. And I'm thinking about buying some more Bitcoins. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing.